perhaps. I think. How tall are you, Assassin? You're 5'7", right? 5'8". Okay, gotcha. Well, okay. Oh, whoops! I forgot to turn this thing on right here. Look at that. Welcome everybody to the Renegade Run Podcast, episode 1, 2, 3. If you can believe that. So grateful to have everyone here. And Chad, thank you guys so much for being here. We already have quite a bit of people here already. This is the Renegade Run Podcast. We go live every single big news. And just if you're curious, what the hell is this? Who am I? Who's that guy? And who's the voice in the clouds speaking? This is a weekly podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We cover everything in the gaming world. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's PC, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, the Weeboo. What was that? What was the knockoff console? The Woo. Uwu? The
Kanye West console?
Yeah, the Uji.
The Kanye West console.
The Soldier Boy console.
Oh yeah, that was sorry, not Kanye. Yeah, Soldier Boy.
That's
Soldier
what it was.
Boy console.
Yeah, shout out to him. We need to get him on sometime. Get him on again. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for being here. Shout out to all the channel members that I don't have pulled up at all. Go ahead.
He actually joined. Do you remember Review Tech USA?
Yeah. He was like, I'm done.
But like I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I was in the stream and then I think either like Soldier Boy or like someone of like joined the stream. And was arguing with Review Tech USA live. Like Soldier Boy was in the chat arguing with Review Tech USA, and people
wild.
went and they went and they verified it like it was actually him, and he was fighting with Review Tech, and Rich was like, just come on the stream, dude, just come on the stream, like do it now.
That would be incredible.
He was just talking crap about the console because obviously it was just an emulation piece of crap. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. But hey, shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to channel members in the chat. Barry Donnellan, Brewhood. Who else is here? Farky. Thank you so much, man. He just became a channel member just now. And Highlander Grimm. Thank you so much for being here, man. We don't get to see you too much in the live chat, but I'm sure that there are a lot of people that actually watch the show after the fact because it might not line up with your timeline. And for doing that, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like button. That is free. And thank you so much again, Farky, for becoming a channel member. Thank you to all the channel members. And shout out to Tegan. Arcane is here, who is 6 foot. I didn't know that. Barry Donnell already said it. C-Steph, what's up? BT Maverick, Drake Williams, Ion, what's up, man? And there's more. Gray Monad. Oh, did I miss anyone? Biff Rinaldi, thank you. Another channel member, thank you so much for being here, man. You guys rock. I'm really excited. Really excited about this
Jonas
week. I don't know why.
Lurking in chat.
Yes, he's snoozing, as he says.
I summon Jonas.
Highlander Grimm says, been recovering from a foot surgery. Oh my God, I can't even imagine not being able to. Oof, man. I hope you get better soon, man. Hopefully the surgery did what it needed to do to fix you up. Did you get a robot foot? That'd be so cool, though.
They have
then I'd
those
be
now.
jealous. You have robot foots, like a little Terminator.
You can just go ahead and get yourself a Luke Skywalker hand.
Dude, I want one.
You just
There's
gotta
nothing wrong with
cut yours off. Just gotta.
Okay. I just walk in with like a nub. I'm like, hey, can you do something about this?
I want a robot. Can you give me Luke Skywalker's hand, please? And they'll go, yeah, sure. We got dozens of them in the back.
They start digging through bins, cartoonishly throwing them over their shoulder. So anyway, DeMarco, how are you, man? And what you been playing? What you been into?
Hi. Yeah, it's that blue number and I tried out Stuffed, which was a Call of Duty. You play as a teddy bear trying to defend a little girl's room from a bunch of evil-looking things. It was the developer's first game. It was very cute. Definitely some areas to improve, but overall it was fun. It was like a traditional Call of Duty Zombies experience, a horde mode. So it's actually pretty cool. And I love seeing little projects like that, because obviously you could tell that there was a lot of thought put into it, and it seems as though there is, if those developers want to stick with it, there's potential for them to kind of make more and more games. That would be cool. And it's like this, you get to watch them grow if they choose to release more. Then
Love
I've been going back to Skyrim's got me, but I'm not gonna dwell on Skyrim. But it's
I
got me.
just
And-
installed it and I get 2 hours later, had all my mods ready. I was like, we're gonna do this again, baby. And it's doing that thing where I try to install Frostfall, and it's like, this requires another mod. I was like, no, it doesn't. So I had to go through all this troubleshooting, but I'll get back to it.
Yep.
I got to figure it out.
Yeah, and that's the fun of modding. And then you'll finish, and then you'll sit down to play, and it won't work. And then finally, you'll finally get it working, and you'll be like, all right, we finally got it. You'll play for 20 minutes, and then you'll go, all right.
Crash. Yeah. Oh yeah. Or it crashes, or yeah, you're like, well, that was fun. Modding is so addicting. Just setting
I love
it up.
that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legacy of the Dragonborn is addictive. I'm finally doing the main quest, which is crazy because I've still since 2011 never beaten Skyrim, even though I have like over 1,000 hours in that game.
So,
So I'm
are you
finally doing the main
using
quest.
Inigo, Sophia, or
Of course
Caden?
I'm using Inigo.
Okay,
I always
because
use Inigo.
All three of them, Inigo's the best, but he is updated, Caden's updated, and Sophia is all updated to comment on events of the quest as you go along. And they all speak to each other. And Lucian, how could I forget about Lucian?
Lucian, I know Lucian. Yeah.
They all speak to each other now, like a Mass Effect party. How they just have like banter randomly, or they'll comment on the situation. So definitely get them. That's so
really
cool.
cool.
You're finally going through.
I only want to travel with one companion, otherwise the game becomes too trivial for me. But
Yeah.
it's really cool that they have that, and it's really cool what modders can do when they want to do something impressive. Like Fallout London just got a DLC announcement today, which, if you don't know, Fallout London it uses a Fallout 4 engine, but it moves it over to London, and they have sort of their own take on Vault Tech that's there, and they have their own like Vault Boy mascot thing so they kind of built a Fallout game from the ground up. I mean, they did build a Fallout game from the ground up. It's incredibly impressive. It's one of the most impressive mods I've seen outside of like Skyblivion and Legacy of the Dragonborn and things of that nature. And they just announced that they got a DLC for it with, I think it was 30 new quests, I think 80 new NPCs, and a bunch of other stuff in there. This massive DLC sized addition to that. Absolutely insane. The other thing is Heroes of Might and Magic 2, which I love. It's from like 1996 or something like that, or 1997. And it's just this top-down, turn-based strategy game where you're capturing castles and fighting armies against one another. It's collecting resources to upgrade your castle. It's really, really cool.
I love that.
It's a game from my childhood, and I've been playing through that because it's just absolutely miraculous. But the Steam Autumn Sale is on, so be sure to check out for some awesome deals that you can find, especially on some older games. Like you get the Arkham Collection, all 3 Arkham games for like $9, which that happens frequently.
Insane.
That's a normal sale. Or like I think all 3 Metro games with the DLC, when it does go on sale, is usually like $7.
It's
3
insane.
games
Insane.
and
Yeah.
expansions, $7. Like
Yeah.
bam. You
Like,
need to
the
play
Mass
those. You need to
Effect-
play those.
Mass Effect and Legendary Trilogy went on
I think
sale
that
for
goes
like
down to, like,
$4.
12 or 4.
It was like, it was like 4. I remember
4.
Jamie Moran posted about it on Twitter one day because he loves Mass Effect.
You
as
know
well.
what the sad part is though? Is all of these, dude, I'm scrolling through and I'm looking at the Steam Autumn Sale. I'm scrolling through, and the sad part is, you see, oh, this game is 35% off, and you're like, oh, 35, okay, that's pretty good. You see it's a newer game, you go, oh, that's pretty good. But then you remember that it's a $7 price point for these new games, so that 35% just brings it down to about $60. So you're like,
Right,
oh,
right.
all right, like I'm just paying what games did cost a year ago.
Back then. Yeah, exactly. That's how they get you.
Way
That's how they
back
get you.
then,
Back in my day. Let's see. Oh, Highlander Grim says, hey, Red, I was thinking about getting a Steam Deck. Should I trade in my Series X? I mean, the good thing about
Yes.
the Steam Deck, hang on. The good thing about the Steam Deck is that you can play it docked with an Xbox controller. So I think you really got to think about your use case with a Steam Deck on the go, and then just having your Xbox at the same time. If you're going to dock your Steam Deck, you might as well keep your Xbox and then just have your Steam Deck for exclusivity, PlayStation games, PC games, and on the go. But don't get rid of your console. That's your whole library, man. Although you can access your library through Steam Deck, so I don't know. I don't like getting rid of hardware anymore. Like, I don't do the trade-in stuff. Like, I bought that. Like, I spent money on that. Like, I'm gonna use it eventually. But no, just save up, get a Steam Deck. I know a lot of people have it and they love it. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I don't even know if it works. I still keep my old Xbox 360 around.
I have mine
Xbox
plugged
One
in.
laying around.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, don't get rid of your
I
stuff.
keep all of it. PlayStation 2 is my oldest.
C-Steph says 2 Point Campus. I love those games. To be fair, I've only played 2 Point Campus. The college one, I like that.
I think
like
there's
those
2
kind of
Point
management.
Hospital.
Yeah, hospital, museum, stuff like that. Yeah, those are good games. Yeah, Assassin, what have you been into, man?
I've been bouncing around between 2 different games. First one is obviously I'm still powering through Shinobi. Absolutely love the art style of that game. I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the platforming that it has. Like, it's kind of hit or miss, but you know, it's for $30-$40. It's a very good game. I think I'm 2/3 of the way done. But the other game that I've actually been jumping into lately is actually one that I never beat, but I did play a long time ago. After the State of Play, they showed off 5 Minutes of Sorrow, so I was like, you know what? Returnal seems like it's calling me. So I re-downloaded it, and I finished the first boss and the first biome in 2 hours. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was like, dude, why did I never finish this game? Okay. So I'm in the second biome as of right now. I suspended my cycle, which is a good thing. I love how they kept updating the game, like, for a couple years after it came out, so it... Even if you, like, turn off your game, you still have a way to get back into the cycle that you're still in, because it's a roguelike. But yeah, man, it's pretty fun. I don't know why I never beat it, but
yeah,
I'm gonna be bouncing in between those two for a while. I mean, it is, yeah. Like, I was surprised that I didn't get hit that often, but you know, once you learn the enemy's movements, it's pretty easy.
Cool.
That's
it?
basically all I've been playing. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know me. I'm just waiting on Ghost of Yotei next week, and I'm debating it whether if I finish Shinobi, should I play Silent Hill F or Chronos?
Silent Hill.
I'll think about
it. That's tough though, because I'm biased because I love Silent Hill. This Silent Hill. Oh, well, I'll tell you what I've been playing. I've been playing Silent Hill. 1 million copies,
by the way, in 3 days.
Yeah, it's insane. I have been playing Silent Hill F. I'm not that far at all in it, but it's mainly because I'm taking my time. I started off in Japanese, and then I switched back to English, and I've been sort of flip-flopping because some games I think works in different languages. Like the Metro series is really great in a different language. So even Stalker is really great in a different language. The issue here is that there's 2 issues on both sides. English is the animation for the mouth movements are actually created for Japanese. So there's the one side where they're speaking and their mouth is moving and it's not matching what they're saying because it's supposed to be Japanese. And then there's a double-edged sword where you actually need to be paying attention what's happening. So then and then you have like the not incredible voice acting, but it's not bad. So I just had to and I went on Reddit and talked to some other people, and they're like, I feel like I'm missing a lot of visual information whenever I'm playing Silent Hill F in Japanese. So once I got past that, I started playing, and I actually put the gameplay on hard and the puzzles on hard, which is default. Puzzle default is hard. Combat difficulty is normal. So I just put it on hard because you can change it at any time. Combat is like really unique. It's got this, like, I thought it looked like a Souls game when I saw like some of the clips, and then I was like, I'm an idiot. It's not at all what it is. But it's very
this trend of
scary.
certain games. I love this trend of certain games looking like they're a Souls-like, but when people buy them, they're like, nope, not a Souls-like. Like Hell is Us earlier, and now Silent Hill F is like, nope, not a Souls-like.
Yeah, and Hell is Us is so good. I've been playing a little bit of that too. I had to put it down for a little bit just because a lot of other stuff was coming out.
Too many games, Red. Too many games.
There's
it
too
looks like
many,
the first
yeah.
quarter next year is going to be just the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
March is going to... anyone buying games in February and March, our wallets are going to suffer.
You know what what I will say, it makes it so much easier to get past, because you, like, take a look at Borderlands 4 is a perfect example for me, at least, is you gotta just get past kind of the zeitgeist, the hype of it launching.
Yeah,
and then because there's so many games, unless you're enveloped in that community, like when Elder Scrolls 6 comes around, I'm enveloped in that community, right? So I'm gonna be like, just hand over fist seeing all this stuff. But unless you're heavily involved in it, Borderlands 4, it went, and I see this more and more these days, where it's like, oh, that game came and went. And every release, people seem to be going, oh yeah, that game came and went. That game came and went. Oh, that was really hyped. It came and went. Because there's just so much available that...
Yeah, but DeMarco, you gotta look at it from my point of view. You guys have been gaming for a long time. Even though I've been gaming as like my main hobby for like 2 years, I'm still young though.
Do a little dance.
Like, I don't know exactly what my tastes are. So I'm just learning. I'm learning what I'm liking.
You should like Mass Effect.
Almost every game...
Period.
Well, okay, Red, I've said this before, but games that take a long time, it's kind of hard to do that.
Well, each individual game doesn't take a long time. I mean, they take a good amount of time, but, you know, it's a trilogy.
From what I looked online, like, the main... From what...
Yep. So anyway, I've also been playing, waiting for Assassin to come back into the ether. Dying Like the Beast. Finally got like another like 20 minutes into it right before I went to bed, and it's terrifying, and I love it. I love it. The sound design in that game is so good, because you can hear like volatiles like breathing heavily and like the thump of their footsteps, and you're just in like this pitch black. And you know that you can't turn on your flashlight. It's really, really great so far. I'm not that far at all in it, and I have the majority of the HUD turned off, and I think I finally got it dialed in to where I have most of the critical information on the HUD that I can't live without on. That's been great. No Man's Sky, I played with a buddy the other night. The addition of multi-person ships and ship customization, it's insane. It's a game changer. Like, being able to be on a big ship with your friends while someone else flies, it's literally Sea of Thieves in space. It's so good. I downloaded Valheim because I'm like, I love that game so much. And then the big thing that I did this week, that DeMarco will laugh at me. Well, he already knows about it. I finally got my PC setup working as close as I can get to a comfortable console-like experience.
I'm just proud you figured it out.
I did. It was a lot of work, and I was so
very
determined.
proud you figured it out.
I do appreciate that, seriously. It was a lot of work. I had to drill holes in walls. I had to do all kinds of insane things, run cables through walls. I had to buy multiple USB receiver extension cables to get the cables neatly tucked away and into the closet to fit my game room. So now, whenever I play PC games, I literally just pick this up, my keyboard and mouse, on a lap board, and just literally walk into the other room. And I can do everything. And pick up my controller, everything works. I have a specific headset that I just grab that PC headset, put it on, everything works. I cannot tell you guys how long it's taken me to do this, but I finally did it. So, I'm really excited, because now that I have the comfortability like I'm used to with playing console games, I'm like, okay, I might start buying games on PC now, because I see how easy it is after bitching.
Welcome, my friend.
Yeah.
Now you get the best of all worlds.
Exactly. Oh, sorry, I covered you up there for a minute.
In the palm of your hands.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wait, I can get excited about PlayStation games again, because, oh, Wolverine, I can play. I'm excited. Wolverine looks great. I can say it now, because now I'll be able to play
After
it.
a year.
After a year, exactly. So you see it, and you're like, great, we're going to get the best version of the game when it comes to PC. It's even more exciting. So, and probably cheaper. Well, probably not at launch, but you know what I mean. But I finally did it, so I'm really excited. Oh, there's Assassin. He's back. But yeah, so that's what so that's what I've been into. I am currently playing through Vampire the Masquerade 1. I just want to go all the way through it and do as much as I can. And I have plenty of time. I have a little under a month until the sequel comes out. Very excited for that game, but I'm also just keep my expectations in check and just enjoy it for what it is. I'd rather have a sequel that's decent than a sequel that's horrible. You know, I'm glad that we have something. So, but yeah, going through that 22-year-old game and really excited about everything. I'm always playing Stalker. I haven't played Stalker 2 in a long time. I'm waiting for updates. And for those of you here, I just saw my Stalker update video. It's insane what they're doing, man. They're doing this No Man's Sky, like, cyberpunk type build up where you're going to look at 2.0 Stalker 2 and be like, look at the two different versions and how insanely night and day it is. No pun intended, because they just added night vision goggles. There's so much to be excited about. But that's what we've been into. But hey, thank you all so much again for being here. Shout out to 26 people watching. We're just about to start the main topics. Let's start with Mass Effect. We should probably just get into that big old pile of poopy.
Well, I feel like if we're going to go into Mass Effect, it's important to know the context of Mass Effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, again, if you guys are new here, this is a weekly podcast. We go live every single Tuesday. Be sure to hit the like button. And thank you guys for hitting the like button. I see that we're matched up with the amount of people that we have in chat with likes. So, thank you so much for doing that. Really, really appreciate it.
Oh, are we going over the EA stuff?
Yeah. It's really about
Okay.
EA, but we're talking about
Right.
Mark Dara, talking about his worries and concerns about... It was Mark Dara, again, right? That spoke about this.
I saw stuff from Trick Weeks. If there was something from Mark Dara, then I'm going to hear it for the first time on the show, live.
Okay.
Get my raw reaction if Mark Dara had said something.
Ion, what do you think about the Clans trailer? They look they're getting me really excited for Vampire the Masquerade 2. Yadani, thank you for
And
being
they
here,
made
man.
a good decision to
Yeah.
walk back. It's so good that they walked back on that as being DLC, because I saw the outcry. I'm not even in that community, and I saw people really upset that it was locked to DLC and they revoked that.
Nuts. It's nuts. It's I'm so glad that they did that. It's a sign of good faith for sure. Like, they're like, hey, we'd rather take the L on the money and see that people, that way people can see us and know that we're willing to change if we need to. But imagine like a Battlefield game and you have to pay to play as a sniper class, or like a Mass Effect game, you have to pay to play as a Vanguard.
Play Vanguard, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not paying you. That's in the game. It's part of the whole. Anyway, yeah, really glad that they walked it back. But anyway, so big news, and I'll just talk about what I know, because these kind of buyouts, I actually had a lot of really great insight from Gaz, who was on Colt's show last night, and you know, his culture is a little bit close, so he knows a little bit how the inner workings of Saudi work, kind of. So I'm just sort of gonna be bouncing off of what he was saying as well. But EA just got bought from who is it? Private Saudi investors. It's like some specific company.
The Saudi Arabia Trust Fund.
Okay.
They got, who also acquired it alongside Affinity Partners, which is owned by Jared Kushner, son-in-law to President Donald Trump. And the third
Great.
private stockholder is, I think, Silver Lake. Don't know. I think they're just a normal private equity firm. But yeah, those are the three main players pooling in together to acquire EA.
Okay. Well, so the big thing, the reason that we're bringing up Mass Effect is because, and I don't want to say too many specific words, but there's a lot of things that EA has been doing lately creatively, and decisions that are incredibly divisive one way or the other, in terms of the direction and the tone of a lot of their games recently. And again, from what Gaz was saying, knowing the culture of Saudi and just how they think and how they feel, there's a lot of things that EA is doing that they are fundamentally against, just in their religion, in their culture, that they're going to totally do away with for future projects and whatnot. Now, I don't know how much creativity they're going to be concerned about, but that is something that seems to collide again with their beliefs and whatnot. A lot of the things that EA did with Dragon Age, for example, a lot of the things that people did not like, Saudi is vehemently against it. And so one of the big things that a lot of people are worried about, this buyout was $55 billion. And what a lot of people are concerned about is that they're going to immediately start, because this is usually what happens, they start job cutting and they start laying off people by the hundreds to show their investors, look how much money we... DeMarco, you actually put out a tweet talking about this, right? Saying, with the numbers, look how good we're doing, right?
I mean, I put out a couple tweets because there's a combination of, like, AI stuff that I've always been pretty against it. I have a lot to say on this topic that I hope the viewers at home will find it, like some of the crunchy, dirty stuff that, you know, some details. People will probably talk about this subject a little bit surface level, like, oh, what does it mean for, like, this company and that company, and there's going to be layoffs. But I have a little bit more nitty-gritty stuff, so I'm going to hold my tongue for a bit more until you pass the torch.
Okay. Well, I'll just say before I pass you the torch. I tried to pull up the tweet and I can't get it. I had it and I lost it. But there was a developer, an ex-BioWare writer. Was Weeks
Trick
a
Weeks.
writer? Trip Weeks.
Trick Weeks,
okay.
yeah.
Trick Weeks.
Trick Weeks has a long term at BioWare, going back to Mass Effect 1, and then all the way through to Dragon Age Veilguard, where they had a big role with Dragon Age Veilguard. Obviously, you know, working their way up through the company, but Trick worked on characters like Garrus, like Mordin, you know, so they got accused of shoddy writing, but there's also a lot. It's sort of like almost an Emil situation where Emil's done some good quests, right, like the Dark Brotherhood, but then he's had a lot of quests that you go, he also wrote this. Trick
Yeah.
kind of had the same situation, specifically when it came to Veilguard. Mostly, that's where everyone looks at him and they go, Trick Weeks sucks. Like, Trick Weeks is trash. It's like, well,
Right.
he's done a lot of good stuff, so.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple different, like, pockets of the community that are saying that, like, the people that are actually concerned within BioWare are very specifically the people working at BioWare working on Mass Effect are the ones that are most concerned, obviously, because they just got bought by a whole new entity and layoffs might be coming, and that actually might affect Mass Effect 5 and whatever games aren't pushing out money, like Madden, FIFA, like all the games that make a ton of money that are always just guaranteed. These projects might be looked at as if it's not profitable, they don't care. They don't care what it is. They don't care how you're feeling. They don't care about your feelings. We say this all the time. Microsoft doesn't care. Sony doesn't care. No one cares about your feelings. They care about your money. And anyway, I see Fuzzy Tomato says Veilguard had like a dozen writers. Some were good, some were bad. I don't think most of them even work at BioWare anymore. That's true.
A lot of layoffs. They're down to under 100 people now. So after
Yeah.
Veilguard came out, keep in mind that they already downscaled that studio. The people that were remaining were probably the ones heavily ingrained on the next Mass Effect. I wonder if that might actually work to their benefit, right? Because now, ideally, they can sort of pass under the radar when PIF and these other companies are looking at, all right, where can we cut costs? They're going to see that BioWare is already just kind of a small little thing in the corner. Whereas before, if they had all the Dragon Age team that was still there, as much as it sucks to say it this way, if they had all that, then they would probably take a closer look and go, those guys doing that RPG, wait, we need that? We really need. And also
Yeah.
worth mentioning too that the one benefit with Mass Effect is it had a pretty successful multiplayer, which is
Yeah.
a good thing for BioWare. Dragon Age never had that. They put multiplayer into Dragon Age. Nobody. It didn't work, or they took it out. I can't even remember which it was. I think they were supposed to do it for Inquisition, and they took it out. So there was just not the demand.
No, it was an Inquisition. and then the Veilguards
I
were
feel like I
supposed to
remember
have
it
it.
being there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Inquisition had it. Yeah, and then Andromeda was. I thought Andromeda was great as well as the trilogy. Anyway.
Yeah, which built on. So optimistically speaking, they can sort of scooch under the radar a bit and go, we're not really taking that much money. Like we're good over here.
Right.
Look over there.
Yeah.
Look over there. You got 700 developers working on FIFA. You only need 500. Get them.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane. It's ridiculous, the output. Well, the good thing is that Mike Gamble, who is the creative director over at BioWare for the Mass Effect 5 project, the next Mass Effect, whatever you want to call it, over the years, he's been very, I said this in a group chat earlier, he's been very adamant over the years that Mass Effect is retaining its original tone from the trilogy, the darker themes, the seriousness, the art style is going to be realistic. He's been very adamant about that. And I feel like if anyone's going to be very self-aware about the backlash that Dragon Age got because of how and what an insane just U-turn that it did with its direction, its tone, its art style, everything about it. It's not even a Dragon Age game. So a lot of people were really concerned about that. So having said all that, I feel like if there were any, cultural, social, political things that Saudi would have concern with, I don't think that it exists within the next Mass Effect, or at least not in your face, the way that it did with Dragon Age, because even the original trilogy had some stuff in there but it was delivered. It was delivered so much better with
It was
different
done
relationships. Yeah, it was done tastefully. It was done seriously, and it took characters seriously, and it was done well. But I don't know, Assassin. Do you have any thoughts about this whole acquisition? Are you concerned about Mass Effect? Do you think Mass Effect is going to be on the chopping block? Because as DeMarco said, they're a smaller team compared to the bigger ones. I personally think that if anyone's getting cut, it's not going to be a smaller team. It's just going to be.
I think that EA is going to do the. Well, you got to look at it this way: BioWare, as much as you love Andromeda, and as much as some people like the Veilguard, BioWare has not had a massive. They have not had a massive, you must play right now RPG in over 10 years.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people that are very excited for Mass Effect 5, and you can be excited as much as you want. And I understand that you're clinging on to what Mike Gamble has said over the years, like, it's going to be like how you remembered. It's going to be the best Mass Effect you've ever played. We have heard developers say the same thing about their projects, only for them to get screwed over by corporate literally a year or two later.
Yeah, dude,
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Mike Gamble and his team, but you got to look at it realistically.
I was gonna bring up the ZeniMax Online MMO that Microsoft, Xbox leadership loved, and Xbox.
And then they cut it.
Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would not hold on. I would not hold on to hope about that, Red. But you are. I understand that you and DeMarco and I know Arcane. If he was here, he'd say the same thing. You guys have a soft spot for BioWare. I understand that you guys. I know you guys really want Mass Effect 5 to come out, and I know you guys want it to be great. All I'm saying is, just be cautious. Just because it's hopeful today does not mean it's going to be hopeful tomorrow. But, with that being said, EA has needed something to change. As far as I'm concerned, a bunch of Western publishers, they've been kind of in this limbo. Like Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, Activision. They're all in that sense of they're making so much money that they don't need to do anything to change. EA, on the other hand, they've needed to change for a while. I've mentioned this before with their IPs. Dead Space and now Dragon Age are on ice. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but EA Sports, which is their FIFA replacement, they had lower sales than the previous years. Their stocks took a hit because of it. This is the first time that their sports franchises did not make as much money as it usually did. Which, of course, to the big guys, that's cause for concern. The Sims is not getting a sequel. They've said it themselves that they're going to continue working on The Sims 4.
Which is
Battlefield
bullshit,
6,
man. Whatever.
Battlefield 6 looks great, but you can't tell me that a lot of people who are excited for that game and are going to buy that game are still concerned that they're going to pivot from what they've been doing with their marketing. Oh, we're not going to do the celebrity, like, crossovers. We're not going to be like Call of Duty. Yeah, you're not going to be like that now. A year, that may change. But
yeah, it is a live service.
Yeah,
and
yeah, Respawn as well. They're at a low point right now because they laid off a bunch of people last year as well. There are some concerns on the Star Wars Jedi sequel, like DeMarco has voiced before. The creative director for the first 2 games is no longer at Respawn. He started his own studio. So what are they going to do or change creatively with the final game in that trilogy? Apex Legends has not had any success as of late. They've been seeing players dip, especially after the microtransactions have increased. So what I'm basically saying is, yes, I can understand why they would want to keep BioWare, because if Mass Effect 5 comes out and it's a hit and they start bringing in the revenue, then yeah, obviously they're not gonna cut the studio. But at the same time, big corporations like this, I forgot what the term is. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. But in this case, it's short-term gain for long-term pain. If they cut BioWare, then they're going to be in for long-term pain, man. They really are. I'm not as attached to BioWare as you guys, but dear Lord, from what I'm seeing from this Insider Gaming article, which I want to add to it, Red. So, Insider Gaming actually put out an article. They have spoken to some of the employees at BioWare, not the employees that you guys mentioned, but here's what they've said. Look at the negativity that came after Dragon Age. If we felt like it was going to get worse then, you can imagine what some of us think now. Yeah. After Dragon Age, they were at a low point. Now that they've been quote unquote acquired by private equity firms, you can only imagine how they feel now. And they've also gone on to say this. I've been doing it last year, but I'm making sure I have a portfolio ready and feelers out for other jobs. Kind of feels like it's a matter of time. Yeah. To anyone who's been paying attention to the big acquisitions that have been happening these past few years, if your publisher announces that you've been acquired by a bigger company, get some feelers out there and just leave. Because you might not have a job by the next quarterly financial report. Just put in your 2 weeks and find something else. But yeah, BioWare is just they are not in a good place right now.
And it really sucks because it seems I've said this now for a few years that like it seems like creative positions for anything, not just video game industry stuff, just anything creative now, your time is, it's almost like no job is a permanent job. It's just a seasonal position until you get laid off and have to move on to another thing, because there's AI for artists, right? People are not getting work. It's not like they're losing their job. No one's getting in touch with it because they don't need them anymore. And these big companies are seeing that. And being under these huge umbrellas of Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, whoever it might be, if you're any studio that's not just like an indie studio, you're gonna get the looming cloud above you at all times. Has got to be terrifying. And you're never and we're always wondering like even though, you know, as much crap as Bethesda gets, it does seem like, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, they don't really get a lot of layoffs, and it seems like they're one of the few studios, even like Hello Games studios, where everyone really enjoys being there. They really have a good time, and they leave whenever they want to leave. Like we saw Will Shen leave Bethesda because he was ready to leave. He wanted to go do something else, and he was at Bethesda for a long time. That's sort of where I can draw the comparison with Bethesda and BioWare. BioWare, you say that that it holds a soft spot in our heart. It's really the idea of BioWare that we hold on to, because what made it special is now sort of immortalized in the trilogy, Mass Effect trilogy, Dragon Age Origins, that kind of stuff. With Bethesda, I don't know, they are putting out content. They're bringing in money with Fallout 76 and stuff like that. BioWare really isn't doing a whole lot live service to bring in money. They're sitting on a single player experience. So they have got to be really uneasy, and it just sucks. It sucks for creatives. It just sucks.
You know, there's a timeline out there where Anthem actually came out and it was actually very good, and it's probably still being supported.
Yeah, man, it's so funny. I actually played and beat Anthem like a month and a half ago, just because it was on my backlog, and then the announcement came out that it's going to be canceled in January or turned off. And I was like, let me just go and beat that. And it was actually really fun, but was it repetitive. Oh my God. I was like, this can't be as bad as people. It's the same thing over and over and over again. I hated the first person weird switch when you went to the base. It was just it had no idea what it wanted to be. But that again was EA pushing for BioWare to do something live servicey, and then they took a lot of what they made in Anthem into Andromeda with its combat, which is really great, which is the best part about Andromeda is the combat. Combat is it's so good.
I remember watching the E3, I think it was E3 2018 Microsoft press conference, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they actually ended it by showing off Anthem and its gameplay, and I was like, dude, this game looks amazing, and then it showed off that 2019 title card. And a few years later, an article came out, and the team had actually said when they saw that title card, they were panicking. They were like, dude, this game is nowhere near completion, and we're releasing it spring next year? It's like, that's impossible. There's no fucking way we can do that. So thinking about that now and actually remembering me watching that gameplay that they showed off, I'm like, man, that was a different time. Like I said, there's a timeline out there where Anthem was actually a very successful game for what it was. That it would have held off a lot of people from waiting for the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Getting high quality, consistent writing and expansions for a shooter like Anthem from BioWare.
Anthem was really great on the surface level. It was one of those really, an inch deep, mile wide type games where the graphics were great, the combat was great, the environment was great, the movement, everything about it looked great on the surface. It had no depth whatsoever. It was really thrown together. If you think about, matter of fact, I mean, the reason the game is called Anthem wasn't because that's what they wanted it to be. It's because that was the project name. And then EA forced them, hurry the hell up, get this thing out, we need money. And they said, okay, we got to throw a story together. And you can look this up. They based the narrative around the project name. They're like, what can we do with Anthem? So they're like, it's the anthem of, like, the calling of space and magic and shit. I don't know. Okay, and it was so thrown together. It was just a mess.
Where have we heard that
sucks
before?
Man. It's where have you heard it?
I don't know. I think I've heard it in a Shattered Space, but you know what? Let's just leave it. Shattered Space was good. It was good for $10. That's for damn sure. I don't know why people hate on. Tell
Shattered
that to
Space.
the rest of the community.
But a lot of the community loves Shattered Space. I love Shattered Space. It was great. It was just another faction, another quest line. Well, he didn't play it.
I didn't see it worth hopping back in and re-downloading Starfield for Shattered Space.
Yeah, and it's really not like it's just another edition. Like, I would love for there to be more. If there were like $10 DLCs every few months that were the size of Shattered Space, that would be great. Just fleshing out the universe, giving us more, one planets to explore. It was really great. All right, Arcane's like, please stop. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, yes, an inch deep, dude, Donnie. That's if I'm lucky. Yeah, he said move on. Crippling debt. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. And thank you all so much for being here again. I really appreciate it. I do mean it. I say it a lot, but I do mean it a lot. Thank you, Web Dave. What's up, man? Thank you. Yes, hit the like button. Let me pin that. Boom. Thank you so much for being here. Crippling Debt says, I really enjoyed Anthem. It wasn't rushed. If it wasn't rushed out the gate so hard that the first 6 months wasn't just them fixing bugs, and they got some late game content, it would have survived. Yeah. It was Mets. It was a Mets, like the baseball team. DeMarc, you have any other thoughts on just Mass Effect and EA?
Oh, tons on the EA stuff.
I mean,
Tons on the EA stuff.
Are you as
Yeah.
worried as I am?
Well, here's I'm gonna inject my input into some things, I'm sure, but here's like the lowdown of the situation. So this is what's called a leveraged buyout. So what that means, and that's how they acquired it. So what that means is you're seeing that they were acquired for 55 million. 20 million of that, or billion, sorry, with a B,
Is their
billion.
debt, yeah.
20 billion
Yeah.
of that is paid for by EA. So EA had to take out a $20 billion loan, which they need to pay off. And the issue with this is that now the PIF and all these other investors, right, Jared Kushner, anyone who's invested in this, if EA fails to pay it off, what ends up happening in these types of deals most frequently is Jared Kushner is going to turn and say, "Oh, you're not making any money. Okay, well, listen, we got to pay off some of that debt, so we're just gonna start selling some things. We're gonna start selling. You don't need that building. You don't need those employees. You don't need that
You
office.
don't need that studio.
You don't need that studio. They're gonna start selling off the assets of the company, and what that money goes to is not EA. That money now goes to, because EA doesn't own the company, that money goes to Jared Kushner and the PIF. So now they get all that money. EA still continues to struggle to pay off that debt, and then eventually PIF goes, "Oh shoot, can't pay. All right, bankruptcy, guys. Bye, EA. Sorry." And now they're sitting around walking with all the money from the assets that they sold, and they have zero liability. That's what a leveraged buyout is. They very, very rarely work. Now, I'm not saying that Saudi Arabia, which it's concerning that the government is buying anything. I don't want the U.S. government buying game studios. I don't want Saudi Arabian government. I don't want Chinese government. I don't want any of these government buying video game studios. But this is the world we live in. So I don't think that's going
to a certain someone. It's not the government.
Moving on. I don't think that's what they want to do, right? So they want to try to divest their interest. The Saudi Arabian government wants to try to divest their interests into other areas besides just what they're known for, oil. So they want to, and they currently have. They have a subsidiary called Savvy Games, and they own Scopely, which is Pokemon Go, Niantic, and Monopoly Go, which I don't know if you know this, but Monopoly Go makes
like $3 billion.
Disgusting money from Monopoly Go. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're paying for. They own SNK, or I have 96% of SNK, which is Fatal Fury. They have a 8.26% investment in Nintendo. So they are the largest holder of Nintendo, outside holder of Nintendo. 3.5 in Take-Two, 2% in Activision Blizzard, 5% in Capcom, and then a bunch of others. They have 5% in Embracer Group. And then the only studio that they fully own outside of that is a company called Steer Studios. And they have released one game, and it's called Grunt Rush. And it's a mobile game called Grunt Rush. So they don't have a lot of experience in managing studios, which does not necessarily fill me with confidence that they're going to be able to take this massive AAA thing. And the ones that they do have full ownership of are microtransaction nightmares. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, too, is that the only time that it's not common in the gaming industry that a company is able to go from public to private. That's happened in a few rare cases. This is coming from Angry Joe Show. They did a great job of covering this on their news show. But there's a couple that do come to mind. There's RuneScape, I believe. RuneScape went from private or public to private.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
there's Genshin Impact,
Now, RuneScape is getting a lot of complaints lately, as far as I know, and Genshin Impact is another microtransaction-riddled absolute nightmare. It's a gacha game. So, there's no real great examples of a company doing this. Now, maybe EA could be the first. I want them to be the first. But the PIF certainly doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, nor does EA leadership. And here's where the problem gets really, really juicy. And this is, I've not heard anybody talk about this. So, you're hearing it here on the Renegade Realm podcast first. Probably not first, but here is the big issue. And that is that if you look at all of EA's stuff is public, all their financials is public, right? Up until going forward, it's going to be private, but it is public. Their operating now there's a bunch of numbers to look at. You can look net revenue, net income, right? EPS, a bunch of other stuff. One of the most important is operating cash flow. That's just, it's exactly as it sounds. It's how much money they have to spend to do stuff with. At the end of the day, how much money they have to spend to do stuff. Now, this is a $20 billion deal. How much do you think, 2024, how much do you think their operating cash flow was for the year? That they could take on $20 billion in debt.
I'm going to say 3.7 billion annual.
Arcane?
You mean
Arcane.
assassin?
Arcane Assassin? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm thinking about how I haven't timed out Arcane this whole time. And
He is very distracting in chat. It's probably because he's 6 foot tall and you can't avoid looking at him. Go ahead.
It's starting to bug me because I haven't timed him out.
What's the question?
How much do you think, operating cash flow, how much do you think 2024 that EA is able to take on $20 billion in debt? Operating cash flow is how much they can spend on expenses and how much money they have to play with.
I'm gonna guess 5 billion.
2.3.
Oh my god.
I win. Just
You
saying.
win. So that means, based on this, if they continue to make 2.3 billion, and that, mind you, that's a record year for them. That was a 49% increase year over year. That was a record year of operating cash flow. So that means that in 10 years, not including interest, right? Because there's interest on that. We don't know what the interest rate is, but not including interest. Imagine if it's just a 5% interest rate on that 20 billion. It's going to take them over 10 years to pay this off before they're going to be positive.
Yeah, they're gonna be selling off some studios.
So
real fast.
that is the picture that all of you watching at home, that's the picture you need to get in mind. So how do they fix that situation? Right? Microtransactions.
Layoffs.
But
Studio
layoffs is
closures
only
or
gonna
sells.
and and selling studios and selling assets.
Yep.
And when we talk about like, oh, even I brought it up earlier, maybe BioWare could slip under the radar. They just had layoffs. When they're looking at these statements, you look at something like, if you look at something like Battlefield 6. And I don't 100% agree with Seston. I don't think Battlefield is going to pivot and start doing like Nicki Minaj crossovers and stuff like that, for the sole reason that Call of Duty and Activision are looking at Battlefield going,
I didn't say that they were going to do that, DeMarco. I said
You're
there is still concerned that they'll do it like a year from now.
Yeah, no. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case because, and again,
I hope not.
You look at, well, I'm saying why. It's because you look at Activision, and Activision is looking at Battlefield going, oh, we should probably take it more seriously. And they've actually, there was a recent thing that came out where they declined collaborations, they said, because they said it was and this is post Beavis and Butthead. So they're looking at stuff going, maybe not. And I guarantee you there's probably going to be some kind of like James Gunn Superman thing that they wanted to throw in there, right? Because James Gunn just looks at Fortnite and goes, we should put Superman in that.
Yeah.
As much as I like the movie, he should not be messing with games. He should stay completely out of it, but he doesn't know better.
Are you sure
So
about
I guarantee
that?
you. Pause. So, anyway, so now what's gonna happen? Battlefield probably safe. It's respawn and it's BioWare, and Now the situation being that people think, oh well, they're private, right? The argument that you'll see people saying is, well, now they could just do more creative freedom because they don't have to appeal to shareholders. No, but they need to appeal to the $20 million of debt and the interest that's coming from that.
Might I suggest actually listening to what the fans want, so that way they can actually give you money that they will be happy to give?
Yeah, and it doesn't
like maybe
help
getting
when...
Dead Space 2 remake off the shelf. Damn it!
Well, listen, you have to keep in mind too, though, as much as we as fans can say, "Hey, Dead Space remake was fantastic. You should make another."
Hey, I know. I'm just.
If I keep saying million, I mean billion. It's unfathomable to me that. So I guess my brain is like, it can't be billions. It is billions. So do you want to acknowledge that, Red? Before?
Yeah, it's Lotus Esprit. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. It just says number one. Is that a cat man? Little space man? What is that? Oh wait, it's a samurai.
It's a little samurai
That's a
dog.
fox.
Fox.
It's a samurai sheep.
What's it called?
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Nunu. What are they like? They're Japanese.
Corgi.
Corgi.
It's a samurai corgi.
Little samurai corgi. Thank you so much, Lotus. That is so nice of you. It's always so generous. I really appreciate you. That means a lot. Good to see you. Hope everything's well with you. And thank you all so much for being here. Please hit the like button. Shout out to the 34 people who are watching. Really appreciate everyone being here. What is this? Weekly gaming podcast right here on the channel. Be sure to check us out in the description below. Yeah! Is there anything else that you wanted to say about EA? That was fantastic information, by the way. I have to say, your explanation about that, I learned things.
That's what I'm here for.
That's
good luck,
what I'm
EA.
here for.
That's all I gotta say. Just good luck.
Yeah,
You're gonna need it.
Things. They're not. They have more creative freedom, assuming they didn't have, like, if they had bought themselves out, and EA was like, now we are fully independent, then. But keep in mind that these giant investment firms are not really much better than shareholders, for the sole reason of they want to see a return the same way that a shareholder does. So it's
Also,
this is maybe the lesser of two evils if the lesser evil was a 0.0005% improvement.
all I gotta say is, Red,
There
say
you
a
go.
prayer for BioWare, because if they're going to cut studios or sell them off, BioWare is gonna be the first to go.
Yeah,
Bio
Respawn
prayer.
might have a little bit of legs because they're working on a franchised and a licensed game, and so.
DICE, all the Battlefield studios, they're all working on Battlefield. We're seeing they're still in the top 5, by the way, pre-orders on both PlayStation and Xbox.
You're going to start seeing Battlefield get pumped out the same way that Call of Duty does, and it's going to severely hurt that franchise.
Yeah, it's gonna
Severely hurt it. You're going to be getting the same call. You're going to get the Call of Duty situation. It's going to be the same thing which is the same thing that Madden, which is the same thing that FIFA, but they still sell all hotcakes. Although that turn is starting to table, where the most recent Madden, I think has like a 44% positive review score on Steam. It's the Madden 26. It's the worst rated. So people are starting, even the shills are starting to get sick of it. So they're going to probably end up doing that to Battlefield, which sucks.
Speaking
especially
of
when
which,
they're just about to have this big comeback.
Biff Rinaldi, thank you so much for being a member for 5 flippin' months. Thank you so much, man. Biff says this makes the rumor that Battlefield. This makes the rumor that Battlefield is going annual makes so much more sense. Oh, like Call of Duty. Is that a rumor? I mean, I guess the push would be there. 2042 was supposed to be the one ring to rule them all. Battlefield 2042 had the portal system, which they were supposed to just slap, similar to what Call of Duty has now, where you just boot up the Call of Duty hub and it has all the Call of Duties there. Battlefield had that with 2042. I don't know if that's going to carry over to 6, but it allows you to jump through all the different eras of Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 3 and whatever, and it didn't work out. So it would make more sense if Battlefield would be annual, but I don't think it's gonna be right off the bat. I don't think we're gonna see another like Battlefield 7 next year. I think Battlefield 6 is really needs to earn its place again after 2042, and a lot of the bad faith that it lost over the years. It's been going downhill for a while, so I don't think it's gonna go annual right off the bat. But I can see the push for that from a perspective
By
of
the beginning of next
corporate.
gen, it most likely will be annual. I can see that being like a
Yeah, like 3 years.
Yeah, like 3 years from now, I think that's when we'll start actually like pumping it out yearly.
Exactly.
Which sucks because it made Call of Duty suck over time. Everyone,
yeah.
Call of Duty, current Call of Duty players, they're just addicted. They don't even love the game anymore. They're just addicted to it.
Holly is furiously typing right now. She said, "I'm ready or not."
Can't tell me that's not true.
No, well, I don't know. I'm weird. My opinion of Call of Duty, I play I buy it for the campaigns and then to jump into multiplayer for like a few weeks and then never play it again.
They complain that Call of Duty is the same and that it's that they want it to change, or they go to another shooter and they go, "Well, why isn't this more like Call of Duty?" Like, can you shut up and go get help?
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
get help
Modern
for your
Warfare.
addiction and play something else.
Well, that's the thing, man. We always talk about this, but the casual gamers, that is what they do. They only play 2K and Call of Duty. That's it. They are the bro gamers that pick up a PlayStation and they just play the same game for 7,000 hours, which is fine, by the way. I wish that I could do that. I wish I could do that. I could probably do that with, certain games that I don't want to burn myself out on, but that they are the audience.
Oh.
What happened? Wait, what's happening? What's that?
Marco. I
Oh my
did not
God.
tell him to do that.
What did she say? I didn't even see.
She was telling me to shut up. I was about to type in and say, if you want me to shut up and get on here and tell me yourself, but he just did that.
You shut up. T-Gan says, I prefer to shit down. Oh my God. I can hear her keyboard from here. Holly loves Call of Duty. Yeah, and for good reason. I mean, look.
No,
anyway,
she doesn't. She's addicted to it.
I don't know. Is she as addicted as she was prior, or do you think she slowed down? I don't know.
I mean,
Like a crackhead, like how you can see like little scratch marks on their arm. Like, do you think Call of Duty? I just literally tried to say Holly, and I said Call of Duty. I tried to say Call of Duty. Yeah. Anyway.
Call you.
Yeah. All our comments are deleted. How did that even happen? What the fuck did you do? There you go. Yeah. There she. All right, you're back. All right. Anyway. So yeah, again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to Lotus for the support. That super chat is really, really helpful. Sincerely appreciate that. So let's move on to exciting things and good fun things, and that would be we can just talk about Wolverine real quick, because I feel like we can sort of fly through this. Now that I got my PC set up, as I mentioned before, I can actually be excited for PlayStation exclusives now. And I can now say that I know that I can play it. It looks really good. Wolverine got revealed. Man, did you watch that whole thing, DeMarco? You're a Marvel guy like me, so you did that do it for you?
I love the idea. We talked about this last Thursday. I ranted about it while Holly just sat there like, because I just didn't shut up about it.
I mean, she hates PlayStation to a default, so I understand.
Yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
I love the idea that, and Assassin, I think you hopped in chat and said this, that it's going to sort of be more like an Uncharted style, open world-ish. So
it's going to be more linear, more like The Last of Us. So they're going to like Madripoor, Japan.
Yeah, and you kind of have these open zones that you can go around a bit. Or if it's like Uncharted, I mean, Uncharted 4 had you know, you could, when you're doing, especially the driving sections, you could kind of go pretty far out around, but it always pushed you forward. And I think that's a phenomenal style, and I love the idea to see what it's going to be like with modern Insomniac, where all they need to really focus on is the story and getting the story and the gameplay right, because they don't need to worry about filling up this massive open world. The one thing that I will say is I am curious as to how would upgrades work for that style, because if you think about The Last of Us, you get sort of, you know, you find the meds that Ellie uses or Joel uses, and then you get different skills, and it's like things like fire rate. What would the skills be? Or in Uncharted, there's not really a level up system in Uncharted. So what would it look like in Wolverine? Is it going to kind of be a God of War style? But I mean, he has his claws. It's not like he's bouncing between all these different abilities, right?
You know, fire claws, ice claws. Like, you're not gonna get that.
Yeah. And the enemies are gonna have lightning resist bars above their head, and you gotta use the right resistance claws to get through it. And Gotham Knights, I'm calling you out. Flippin' hate you.
Did you hate Gotham Knights?
Oh, I hated that system so much.
Oh man, okay. I totally get it.
I know you.
I like it. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I liked it, but yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Regis loves things that's cursed.
Hate's a strong word for Gotham Knights, but I really didn't enjoy it. Anyway. So yeah, how are they going to handle that? Is it going to just be purely story driven? Because then they don't have to worry about, okay, well, we need to get these pseudo RPG mechanics into the game too. And that is awesome to me, because I don't think people really give enough credit to how much time and resources and energy and effort it takes to fill in all that stuff and to make it fun. Most importantly, because you could go around Spider-Man's open world. Spider-Man's open world is fun because swinging around as Spider-Man is flippin' awesome, and I love it to bits, and I could just do that for hours. But the things you actually do in the world are not.
Right, exactly.
Or not.
I think Wolverine is going to be a much more intimate experience, and as far as like combat go, as far as the combat goes, I think it would be cool to hold your thought, Assassin. I don't want you to forget. What if you are punching guys a lot of the times, and you have to fill up your claw meter, and then once your claws come out, you instant kill? You know. Does that sound dumb?
It makes it too gamey.
Yeah, I know, because it's like, why wouldn't he be able to just do it? You know,
just do it. Just take your claws out.
Right. It did look like a lot of the enemies that Wolverine is fighting are not like, they look like, I almost said metahuman, but you know, like mutants, stuff like that. So I guess they could make it look, they could ungamify it and make it make sense in the world. But yeah, what was your question, Assassin?
Well, I was just asking DeMarco, what did he like more, web swinging in Spider-Man or grapnel accelerating in the Arkham games?
For me, they're both so good, though. They're both so good. Because Batman's like more of like chill, like immersion, and then Spider-Man's more like, it feels like you are swinging because of how deliberate and skill-based it is.
Immersive. You grapple up the building and and it treats you like a railgun, man.
I'm talking
about the gliding part. Is what I mean.
I like Arkham Knight specifically, especially because you can just, the way that they designed their outdoor encounters, their stealth sections, where you can kind of glide in, swoop, you just take that guy out, then you grapple, you launch yourself away, and you're flying around in the air like a predator, and then you go in, and I know you can kind of do that in Spider-Man, but because he's not launching himself in the same way, right? He's going, and then he's swinging away, right? Versus
Batman just like disappears.
Knight, you're just like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, where'd he go? And they're freaking out, and their pipe bursts somewhere, and they're like, oh,
it's so good, man.
It's the atmosphere. So I'm gonna go with the Arkham gliding for that reason. But just if you just had like, okay, I'm gonna glide straight from point A to point B, or I'm gonna swing from point A to point B, swinging all the way. swinging all the way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But
thank you
overall-
so much thank you so much, FarQ. He gave a single Red Wolf Renegade or Renegade Runner membership to Lumi. Who I don't know who that is, but thank you so much for doing that, man. It's really, really, really nice of you. And thank you guys for being here. I'm so distracted by chat. Y'all are cracking me up. Arcane says, y'all seriously going to blame me for the timeout? I'm not taking the fall for DeMarco. Listen, we know it was you, Arcane, so just let's just be real. Okay.
I will not have this slander.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Throwing my name.
You
throwing
did
my
it to
name in
Holly
the dirt
Arcane,
like that.
and now he's going to do it. So listen, we know what's going on. Hey, shout out to King Styles. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And thank you all so much for being here as
DeMarco,
well.
you have too much power,
as
man.
always. Too much
You know,
power.
I also own the Discord too.
Yeah, he does.
What?
He owns. He has the streaming stuff for the channel. He owns everything. He is like 80% investor into the Renegade, whoever the hell I am, Red Wolf Renegade. But yeah, anyway, I thought Wolverine looked great. I'm really, really glad. The biggest thing for me was I was worried about how they were going to deal with violence, and they just said, F it, it's Wolverine. That is what he is all about, his violence and gore and bloodiness.
It's rated M.
It is rated M for and if you flip the M upside down, it's a W for Wolverine. So there you go. It's full circle. But yeah, really excited to play that. I'm assuming that it's taken place in the same universe as Spider-Man, I guess.
It is confirmed.
would-
Yeah, it takes place
Yeah.
in the
It is.
in the same universe. Yeah.
Yes.
That's fantastic. See, I love universe building like this. Like Insomniac, let's be real. Insomniac, you're not going to be making any other games other than Marvel games for 90, like in Deadpool when he's like 9 till you're 90. They're not going to be making anything else with Spider-Man and Wolverine and Venom and any other superhero. And I think it's great
No,
because
they're
they are
making another
quality
Ratchet
games.
and Clank.
I don't believe you.
It was confirmed in the leaks.
They are. Yeah. The newest one was very successful.
Very
Okay.
successful. The most successful it's actually ever been.
I want to see
Which I
Clatchin
still
and
do
Rank.
wanna play that. I
Um,
want to see Jack and Dexter.
Oh my god, dude!
That's
Those
never
games,
gonna
those
happen.
games were my childhood, dude. Oh my god,
I'll
they
do
were.
you one better, DeMarco. I want Sly Cooper to come back.
No, I was
You
never
don't
so-
get you don't get that many stealthy platformers nowadays.
No, you don't.
It sucks.
But-
Sony, you have so many great IP. It would be nice if you did something with them.
It would.
Jackasses.
That'd be fantastic.
They're just as bad as Microsoft.
They are. They are. Assassin, what did you love most about what you saw of Wolverine? And I'll be right back.
What did I love about Wolverine? Can I start off with holy shit, that's a ton of blood? I was a bit
Yeah.
concerned, like some people, like, are they really gonna go all in on Wolverine and the violence and the berserker rage? And once I saw him stab that guy in that, I think it was like a pavilion, stabbing him over and over, slicing up with the blood coming on screen, and then just going right down onto his head. I was like, "Yep, I'm sold. I don't need to know anything else. I don't need to see another trailer. Just give me the date. I'll pre-order it. This is gonna be fantastic." Cause like
During the dev diary, there's the one developer who was she was like, "Oh yeah, when we put that in, we're like, oh no, I don't know if this is gonna be too much." And then I
Yeah.
was watching Angry Joe's impressions, and I completely agree. He's like, "Lady, go even further! Like, don't say that was too much. I want to see more." And I completely agree.
I cannot scream more highly about what I saw, but I need to see a little bit more gameplay. I know that there were some gameplay segments in there, but I'm sold, DeMarco. Like, Wolverine just jumped in my like top 5 most anticipated games for next year, and my most anticipated games is a long list, but this one hitting my top 5. But one
So
thing
out of curiosity, just because I'm curious, I don't know where it falls to begin with, but where would you put... So one of my most anticipated is Crimson Desert. So I'm just
Yes.
curious where you would put Crimson Desert against Wolverine. Because they're two very different experiences.
Wolverine, I would have to actually think about all the games coming out next year that I'm interested in, but as of right now, in the moment, my top 5 from 5 to 1, it would be Lego Batman, Crimson Desert, Wolverine,
Okay.
GTA 6, and Fable. Those are my top 5 most anticipated for next year. From 5 to 1, not 1 to 5.
Wow.
So Wolverine is above Crimson Desert. Which, I gotta admit,
That's
putting
fair.
Crimson Desert right next to Saros and First Light, 007, ouch. That hurts. But hey, those are my top 5. One thing I wanted to ask you, DeMarco, like, Red mentioned it earlier, I think. Insomniac has a thing for gadgets in their games. Like, with Ratchet and Clank, it's blatantly obvious they love, like, making wacky gadgets. Spider-Man had that same element. People, I think, forget that Resistance also had that element in it as well. It was a bit more gritty than the other two, but Wolverine with gadgets, I don't see that working at all.
Well, that's why I go back to like the RPG, like the pseudo RPG mechanics I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know Wolverine enough, but like, you can't just have his claws for the whole game, right? You can't.
Well, Wolverine
So
has
what-
been known to use knives and guns too.
So
But why
is that
would he?
what the progression is? Like, so you're playing Wolverine for what? Yeah,
Because
why
it's
would
Wolverine,
you would want
right?
to use your claws? But you'd
Yeah.
want to use that should be the fun part is using claws, right? But so you go through this game and now you're 15 hours in. Let's just say the game is 30 hours long. So you're 15 hours in. Are you still just using your claw? Like what? How are they changing up the gameplay? I mean, you could throw new enemies Arkham style, where you need to go, jump over the shield to get this guy from behind, right? You could do something like that.
Also,
That's
Red,
exactly what.
like-
Apply that
but-
logic to what we could see. That's exactly what I mean. Minus the gadgets, it's about the abilities.
But even so, it's just all gonna be like you get this special takedown now. Is that how it's going to be? Which is fine, right? But even
Right.
then, Batman has all the different gadgets he can use. In Uncharted, you have the different guns you can pick up as you're kind of going around. Spider-Man has all the different gadgets. So what's the thing besides takedowns for Wolverine to keep it interesting when you're in combat 20 hours into the game?
Right.
That's
if you,
what I don't know. I can't figure that part out.
it's sort of like if you apply the logic of no gadgets from Marvel Spider-Man and Arkham Batman, take all the gadgets out of it and think about the leveling system there and how that works. Like Spider-Man has his webs. It's like when he can web someone up in the very beginning of the game, and then he gets a new ability. Now he can shoot web bombs and whatever. It's still kind of gadgety. But with Batman, if he had no gadgets, he is still essentially beating people up. So like you get like the cape stun or whatever, and then you can beat a guy up harder.
But the gadgets are
But-
what makes it fun when you're
The gadgets are what
quick-firing
makes
the-
it fun,
the electric charge, and then you're bataranging, and then you're back clawing the guy over to you.
Yeah.
That's
It is-
what keeps it varying.
It's a really good question. I don't know. I guess I would just apply the logic of, like I said, like maybe even like a fighting, like you just get more moves. But it's like how many times this is the thing again with like Star Wars
How many
games with
ways are you gonna
lightsabers.
take down someone with your claws?
Exactly. So if Wolverine stabs you, it doesn't matter where he stabs you. You are going to die in the first stab. Same thing with a lightsaber in the Star Wars games. If you get hit once, it doesn't matter where it's at. Your limb is coming off, and you're going to die. Like one of these things are going to happen. So they have to gamify these aspects
But
of the
actually,
gameplay.
it cauterizes the wound instantly, so technically you can survive depending on how it's cut.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't think about that. Thank you. Thank you. Nerdco. I don't know how to say. Thank you so much to Yodani Kazada and Holly, that blue number. Thank you so much. Yodani gifted two channel memberships. One to Omar Gonzalez and Chris. Thank you so much for doing that, Yodani. It's really nice of you. And I hope you're doing well, man. I know your life has changed a lot lately with work, and I hope that that's smoothing out. Holly, $5 super chat. Says DeMarco has too much power. Yes. And Noise Mofo.
Amazing how
Noise
people agree.
Mofo. Noise Mofo said, but he has no stamina. Your stamina ability is is low. Oh, I didn't take that. I didn't take it that way. He says, I larve you. We larve you too.
DeMarco seems like the
says,
type of guy when he's playing Skyrim, he puts all of his points into magicka and health and nothing for stamina.
I kind of do that too, though, to be honest.
Really? I try to balance it out.
I don't balance it.
No,
I think
that takes away the point
boring.
of the build. Yeah, you don't want to be an everyman. You know, you want to be a somebody. So you want to be.
Well,
unique.
I mean, I put more points into magicka than I do health and stamina, but I still try to balance it out somewhat.
Okay, Denarco.
Also, Red, when I mentioned the guns
That's
earlier, like, why would you do that?
That's different to Narco.
That's different.
That's not.
Yeah,
That's a different one.
that's
Like in
undercover
World War
cop
II,
DeMarco.
Wolverine didn't use his claws either. He used a gun because he didn't
Well-
want people to know about his abilities. Same,
Well, and, like-
same thing here.
Yeah, in all the
Like, maybe
gameplay that
there's a
we saw, he
situation
was
where, like-
always using his claws.
I know, but maybe in this game, maybe there's a segment where he can't pop out his claws, like for whatever reason. So he's got to use a gun, or he's got to
Use his
be,
fists.
be a bit more stealthy. Yeah, or his fist. Yeah, who knows?
And the thing, like, with these characters, same thing with with a Deadpool game or especially a Superman game. And people go, well, this character's invincible. So how do we make the gameplay interesting and make the enemies interesting? Like, if Wolverine can't die, are they going to inject that the same? And I'm not saying it's lazy writing. It's a unique idea. The first 2 or 3 times when they say Wolverine is losing his ability to heal because he's getting older, or just like the Wolverine movie, which I loved,
That
where
was
he
in
goes to
Logan,
Japan.
Right? They did that. They played with that idea.
They played with that idea in Logan, yes, and then because like he had like wounds that just never healed.
I love that too. Like I love that they did keep when he just a small scene when the
He has
claws
to
come
pull
out.
out
And you see the blood.
the
well, not
pus
in
and
the,
stuff,
in,
yeah.
Logan, in the game. In the game, you see like the blood coming when the
Oh,
'cause that
sorry.
should not be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
pleasant thing.
Right.
And in the game, you see the blood come out where the claws are.
Do you remember
erupting
the
from the
line
skin.
from a first X-Men movie? I'll never forget. Where she's like, "Does it hurt when they come out?" And he like looks down at his claws and he's like, "Every time." And I always think about that scene. I'm like, because every time he does it, he's like, "Argh!" And he like, they come out. I'm like, he's probably because that fucking hurts. Argh! Every time
He still feels that pain.
Yeah.
200 years later, yeah, it hurts. It actually hurts.
Yeah, can you imagine? Woo! Man, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just ADD.
Nah, but we're gonna see more Wolverine in the spring. That's what the team at Insomniac did say in their Behind the Claws little mini documentary that they did at the end of the State of Play. So maybe we'll have our answers then. But for now, Wolverine just looks very, very good.
It was nice. Oh,
It does.
that was the thing I want. It was very, very nice to see that they gave a specific date to, or like a time when they said, "We can't wait to show you more." And I forgot what the time was. Like, "We can't wait to show you more at this time." And I went, "Brilliant! Thank
There you go.
Bravo!" Because now you're not going to have everybody freaking out, going, "I don't know where the game is. I haven't seen it. It's probably canceled." And because that's what
That's a
happens.
good
You don't
impression of
talk
the
about it
internet.
for 2
Yeah.
months, and everyone's like, "No, the game canceled."
Yeah, this was the State of Play
Calm
that they
down.
had to
Chill out.
had to have shown Wolverine. Otherwise,
agree.
yeah, those conversations would have been rampant
my
even
God.
now. yeah.
Yeah.
Like the leaks came out. The leaks came out, and I'm pretty sure there was this small I don't think it was a majority. I'm positive it wasn't the majority. But there was this community, a pocket of people that were like, "Ah, the game looks terrible. It's going to get cancelled because it looks so bad." And you're like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Can
It's
I ask you
alpha."
guys, what did you think about
I mean, for an
Mystique?
alpha
When I
build, it
saw
looked good.
Mystique, I won't even give my opinion. DeMarco, what did you think about Mystique whenever you saw her?
I don't have an opinion on Mystique to begin with, so.
But did she look like Mystique? Were you
I
like,
don't know what she's supposed to look like. I don't.
so okay, that's totally fair. I just assumed that you know everything about Marvel because
if that's like no, I don't. I know everything more about DC.
DC.
But
right.
if Mystique, maybe that's how she's in one of the comics. I don't. Maybe they're
She
just
is
doing their
with
own
the
take,
white and blue outfit. Yes, that is what she looks
which
like.
is what Insomniac. I would like to see Insomniac do their own take because that's what they did with like the Arkham games, and that's what they did with Spider-Man and his suit. So
Yes.
Insomniac did the Arkham games.
Well,
No,
I'm saying, like,
he's saying-
like Rocksteady. Rocksteady with the Arkham games, like they did their own suit, and they did their own, and then
Yeah,
with
they did their own
Insomniac
lore. Yeah.
and Insomniac and Spider-Man, they made things for their universe, and they changed like the suits.
Yeah, original world building. Yeah.
Right. Yodani says naked blue lady. Yeah, she. Yeah. What did you think,
you didn't
Assassin?
ask
Like
me
about
what,
her
but-
look? Like, were you like, oh shit, hell yeah, or were you like,
She looked. The thing about Mystique, from what I saw from like the 3 seconds they showed her off, she seems like a bit more animalistic in nature. Like her eyes, they look a bit more like a jaguar or lion. Like in
a
the
feline.
movies and the other
Yeah.
games, her eyes were yellow, but they looked quote unquote human. In this one, she seems like she's looking for a fight, and like an animal. But as far as her attractiveness, like, I mean, she looks fine to me. Like, I don't really have an opinion on how she looks.
I thought
I
she
just
looked
want to know
great.
what she's doing here.
She looked like the X-Men, like the original cartoon
The
Mystique.
97 show.
Yeah, X-Men 97. Like, that's how she looked. And she's got the blue and white outfit. I was like, she looks awesome. The reason I bring that up is because, of course, there's all these people on the internet. They're like, it looks like a man. I'm like, oh my God. Some of these people on the internet have never even seen a woman up close in front of them, let alone, you can't, man, I don't even go on.
Let's not get on
It's
this
ridiculous.
political tangent, please.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there, but it's ridiculous. I was like, you guys have never even
You guys just hate fun.
been in the same room as another woman. Whatever, fuck off. Anyway, but hey, I mean, but if you think she looks strange or whatever, that's totally fine. But people are just weird on the internet. But anyway, I'm really excited. Oh, what I was gonna say, I think the thing that I'm most excited about for this game is all the tie-ins to like make the universe bigger, because the X-Men is such like a dense side of Marvel in general. It's like its own little world within its own little world. It's like, so anyway, so the tie-ins is what I'm really excited about. Like Mystique, and like we even saw a Sentinel, which I really wish they didn't show, which actually makes me
Omega
wonder
Red.
if they're going to go back in time and show like segments of Logan's life. I think that they're 100% going to do that, just to show like different X-Men stuff, because the X-Men it's like its own thing. I want to hear references of, like, you know, we hear like someone mention Professor Xavier, and then someone's like, yeah, I really miss him. And you're like, well, what happened in this universe? Like, I love that kind of stuff. That's what I'm most excited about, is
Do you
just
think
the
we'll
world.
get an out to Spider-Man?
Oh, and like a not, yeah, oh yeah, 100%. They have to.
Do you think we'll get like a
Yes, and there's gonna be Easter
Wolverine walks
eggs.
into a bar. He looks at the TV. He sees New York. He sees
Oh.
Peter swinging about. It's like the attack on
It's
New
like,
York.
that kid's
New
never
York
gonna
citizens
learn.
are still
Yeah.
reeling from the symbiote invasion last year. Like, dude, like, come on.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
they'll
exactly.
do a
Yeah.
tie-in of some kind, and
100%.
Venom's
That was
still
some
on
of the
the
most
loose.
exciting stuff about the MCU.
I would
was
honestly
just
like if they.
hearing
I would honestly
references.
like if it's. I would honestly like if it's just something really in the, like, you go by a billboard, or like there's a newspaper bin somewhere and you just see a headline, like if it was that in the background. I would really like for these
Exactly.
universes to almost stay mostly separate, other than here's one little comment over here that acknowledges its existence. You'll never see that again.
Exactly. That's
Like
exactly what I'm
Spider-Man
talking about.
missing.
Like
Yeah.
the walking into the bar thing. Like Logan walks into the bar. It's the prologue of the game. He walks in, and as you pass someone, you hear these two people talking, and they're like, "Hear about what happened with the Spider-Man, whatever." And then that's it. Like, you're not sitting down having a cutscene, and someone's
read.
like, "Iron Man, Captain America, or am I right, Logan?" And he's like, Like, I don't need that much of like on the nose
I get the feeling
recognition.
that it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like, hey, Red, did you hear about what happened in New York? You'd be like, nah, what happened? It's like, that idiot Webhead's is just messing things up again. Now he's got this black suit and going around smashing everything.
Yeah,
You
I
just
don't
go,
think we're gonna get that.
Oh, so what the hell?
I do not think that we're gonna get
Oh,
that at all.
that's Pete. I
Um,
know. I prefer DeMarco's thing, like just a normal billboard, or like a news headline saying Spider-Man missing, Venom still on the loose,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Gentlemen, what is Yudani talking about? Wood. Gentlemen, I regret to inform you that would.
Oh, they would. Yeah, for Mystique, yeah, they would.
Oh, like they would mess her
Yeah.
up? As a,
Yeah, in a way, yes.
oh, you mean like, masculine
Yes.
eyes her? Yeah.
In a masculine, behind closed doors ways, yes.
Oh, like Hunter Schafer is voicing Mystique or something? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, hey, Wolverine, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. Insomniac does great stuff. And I'm also excited about one of my favorite franchises. I think me and DeMarco and everyone else in the world watches these movies once every year. And that is Lord of the Rings. Because how can you not? It's the best. It is. I love
Watch
returning.
them.
Okay, well, we're going to move right past that. And just be sure that you know how messed up that is. You have no idea. Lord of the Rings game in development. There's no detail about what kind of Lord of the Rings game it is, but it's apparently different enough to gain traction, because I don't think we ever heard anything about an exciting, rumblings of a Lord of the Rings game coming up, and then it turned out to be the dwarf game, which apparently is good. I haven't played it, but it looks fun. Like, it looks like a type of game that I would like to get into.
Yeah,
It's
it
my
was
type of
solid.
game. Yeah, like survival and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. But we never heard about it. It just sort of appeared out of nowhere at a showcase. I was like, what the fuck? And I love that kind of stuff. I'd like to see more. And then there's, of course, the Hobbit game, which has its own controversy because, woof. We're not even going to talk about that. But it seems like whatever
Okay, so
this
we did-
new Lord of the Rings game is going to be something along the lines of, oh my god, I love those games so much. So DeMarco, for audio listeners, DeMarco is holding up a PlayStation 2 physical copy, which is in great condition, it looks like, of the Lord of the Rings Two Towers game. I love those games so much. Back in the day, well, look at that. Back in the day when the movie tie-in games were rampant, and even Spider-Man 2, everyone's favorite Spider-Man game, linked up with the movie, and it was still an incredible game. They nailed it. I love those games. Did you play the first one, DeMarco? The Fellowship of the Ring, where you play as Frodo?
Only
and-
this one.
Okay, gotcha.
Only
gotcha.
this one. This is
Oh
what
my
they
God.
need to do. They're not. They're gonna go for open world.
Yeah.
Something. Yada yada yada.
We did get some information on it, Red, by the way.
Please, let's hear about the new upcoming Lord of the Rings game. Take it away.
Okay, this comes from Insider Gaming. Sources close to the game tell Insider Gaming that a new title is said to be at least partially funded by the Abu Dhabi Investment Office. The funding should roughly equate to $100 million, give or take.
Oh,
Not very big, not the biggest budget we've heard for a AAA game, but anyway. The deal has been in the works since last year, and while not signed yet due to the number of moving parts, there are apparently a lot of studios and publishers in on this. It's said to be made official, quote-unquote, soon, and could happen as early as next week. As far as what the game will be, sources did not want to say too much. What was said, however, is that it will be a third-person action game that is designed, in a way, to quote-unquote, compete with Hogwarts Legacy.
that's what it was. I did see that. Look at look at that. Thank you,
This
DeMarco.
could compete with Hogwarts Legacy.
This
It
could
could.
be good or
It could.
bad. It could.
Well,
Like, is this
let's
going to be more of an RPG or
100%.
action-based?
100%.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be RPG.
What do you think,
Oh,
DeMarco? What do you think?
so?
Whenever I
It's
think
gonna be. Go ahead,
Sorry, I was just
Ray.
gonna say, whenever I think about the idea of like someone trying to compete with, they want something as successful as Hogwarts Legacy, something that gives you agency. But whenever you apply the logic of Hogwarts Legacy being in a school, I don't think that they mean it literal. Like, let's make a Lord of the Rings where you go to Hobbit school and you learn Hobbit things. I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it is.
They
gonna
already
be, like
tried
you
that.
said.
It's called Tales from the Shire, and it didn't work very well.
Oh my god, that game is. I don't want to get into it. It is so bad. Anyway, for so many reasons. But yeah, yeah. I mean, so you think I think big open world
I'll be right
RPG,
back.
kind of like Mordor, but maybe like more linear, kind of like we talked about, like Uncharted's and stuff like that. I don't know, but what do you think?
Yeah, it'll be a light RPG or a game with art. It'll be an action game with RPG mechanics. I don't know. I don't know what story there is to tell in Middle Earth that they would want to tackle, because I mean part of the what worked about Hogwarts Legacy was that it was your very own adventure in Hogwarts, and there wasn't characters that were overlapping. It was a whole new cast. The staff was different. It took place in the familiar location, right? So obviously you can look at something like Helm's Deep, right? You can put Helm's Deep in the Lord of the Rings game, and people will know it from the films and go, oh my god. You could put Isengard. You can put Rohan, right? All these places that are iconic from the films, they can be there, and that will give you a sense of place. But where does it get set? There's plenty to work from, don't get me wrong, but where does it get set within Lord of the Rings to stand out on its own, especially because part of Hogwarts Legacy was that you did have choice and consequence in it, right? You did have some things that you could do when you would shape different character stories and stuff, and
Fuzzy Tomato nails it.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. To wrap up, basically, there's a lot of canonical things that need to happen in Lord of the Rings for it to make sense, and there's a lot deeper lore that they're constrained by, which makes it more difficult to tell a story with player agency. So how do they adapt that, which is what I think worked in Hogwarts Legacy, into Lord of the Rings? Because even with the Shadow of War games, or Shadow of, there was no agency. It was pre-written story.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, and for those of you listening, Fuzzy Tomato said, I've always wanted a Bethesda like Lord of the Rings. Imagine a Lord of the Rings game where it's set, to say 20 years after the trilogy. So things have calmed down, but there are still remnants of, orc and whatnot in the land. But you're not going to be running into Gandalf. Well, let's just say it's 100 years. Let's just get all the legacy characters out of the way. They're all dead. Okay, let's just go 100 years in the future. But it's all the legends of those legacy characters that you hear about, but you're not Gandalf's just showing up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But you're still in the lore and in the time frame that actually could be fun. Like you said, visiting legacy locations and stuff. Yeah. I don't trust
anybody besides Tolkien himself to do Lord of the Rings the way Lord of the Rings deserves to be done, if I'm being completely honest. Because if anybody's read those books, Tolkien, he literally wrote the dictionary. He wrote the flippin'. So this man was a linguist through and through, and that's not a common thing that you can get a book like this. And so
that's wild.
What happens is when anybody tries to do their own thing with Lord of the Rings, notice in 9 out of 10 times it hasn't gone over. And right. So unless it's been adapted directly from what he wrote. Now, Tolkien did have a plan where he wanted to explore what it looks like years. He was going to start writing a series of books of what it looked like years after Aragorn's reign over, once he became king.
Right.
And he decided to can it because he's like, I don't know where to. He's like, I don't see a good story here that's worth telling, and so he stopped it. So how do you look at someone like the literal legend himself who made this whole thing happen, and he didn't have a good enough direction to send it in? How does someone else take that story and move it forward? That's kind of the problem. This is so complete that most other things can't do this. I mean, even
Yeah.
think about Harry Potter. Like most of Harry Potter stuff that's come out since the film and the books concluded has not been that good. Even though there's
Yep.
so much potential in that universe.
Yeah, and I think Hogwarts had I loved the Third Age game that came out for Xbox Original because it was new characters set in the world, but it wasn't directly tying into the actual events. A Lord of the Rings prequel game might work, and then you could just avoid all of that. But then again, you always have to think about what made these big IPs special in the first place, and a lot of the time, I would say the world is its own character if you write a good universe, right? The world is its own character. And Lord of the Rings, you can just see like a picture that someone drew, like a concept art, and you're like, that's Lord of the Rings. That looks like Lord of the Rings. It looks like Lord of the Rings.
Middle Earth is a person. It's a living, breathing.
It's a character. Yeah, 100%. And I feel like that is the biggest thing that they would have to accomplish for me personally, regardless if it's a prequel, which I don't want a prequel. I don't like that. I don't like prequel because like you know what's gonna happen. It's like there is no like I can't wait to see what happens next. It's like then this should have been talked about, you know. That's why I would prefer something that takes place at least 100 200 years and we hear about the legends of Aragorn and Gandalf and Frodo and blah blah blah. But also allowing you, to Fuzzy Tomato's point, giving you more of like a Bethesda like, and not like to the T. I don't need to like play as an orc or play as a hobbit or play as a. That's just so much. That's so much. That's why we have Elder Scrolls, because it's just. I can't imagine whatever WB is doing with this. It's going to be more like, you know, your own. Or do you want to be a wizard? Do you want to be a warrior? Do you want to be an archer, an elf? You know, that kind of stuff. But it's going to be story focused, I think. I don't know. Do you remember the multiplayer Lord of the Rings game? It was so good. I loved it. It's you play as a dwarf, a human, and an elf. And I think maybe it was, but anyway, it was co-op, and it War of the North, and then there's that Lord of the Rings, the 2 Towers of game. I think it was called War of the North.
Co-op, where you play as an elf and a dwarf.
There you go, Lord of the Rings Conquest. There you go. Oh, sorry, that's not Conquest. Conquest was so good. It was made by Pandemic. They took the Star Wars Battlefront formula, and they applied it to Lord of the Rings, and it was so good. It was so good. Just think about Star Wars Battlefront and just think Lord of the Rings. It was just like that, and it was so good. But anyway, Assassin, you don't have any connection to Lord of the Rings whatsoever, so you don't get to give your opinion. All right. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Wizards Duel. Why are they sitting? Oh, okay. It looks like they're literally just sitting at a table together. Looking very distraught.
They're battling each other.
Look at him go.
Wizards.
He's like, and I'll throw you up into the ceiling and make you spin around really fast.
That's the magic that you guys have? Yes.
Yes.
I appreciate the chat giving me lore in the chat, by the way.
All right, let's see. Do you get that where Tegan says Gandalf arrives precisely when he means to?
I was talking about what Elemental Hero was talking about.
Okay, you don't get the Elemental Hero, the Shadowling Dragon Wolf King. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button if you're listening. All it takes is 1 second. Put down your controller. Take your thumb. Slap it in there. Can't make that loud enough. That would help a lot. It really helps the channel. I know it's cliche, but it sincerely helps the channel a lot when you hit the like button. It makes YouTube say, huh, people like that. What do you know? The Shadowling Dragon Hero Link Wolf Dragon Man King says, I mean, they would have to do something in the past of the Lord of the Rings because of Sauron. He became an evil tyrant. How we would need to honestly go back in the past. Hogwarts Legacy was basically telling about the past of Hogwarts and its lore. Right, and I think that because we know so much about Lord of the Rings just through the trilogy movies and the books, I would like something a little new. Because if you go, and again, if they go in the past, I want to see like 2,000 years in the past. There you go, the Silmarillion, exactly. The Silmarillion.
Silmarillion.
Look at that! It's Lex Luthor.
Look at him. Look at
that. It's Lex Luthor. I actually need to watch that movie where it's about him, his real life. His autobiography, or his biopic, not his autobiography. Yeah. But yeah, just so everyone knows, Assassin has not seen Lord of the Rings, so I need everyone to super chat in their disgust and disappointment with Assassin because he hasn't seen the trilogy. No, I'm just kidding. You have to do that.
There, I
anyway.
made up for it.
Oh my god! You son of a bitch. Well, now I have to apologize and take all that back. Assassin,
Well,
it's
now
fine.
that was super nice, but you still gotta watch it, and it's
You
okay
still
if you
gotta.
haven't.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you.
I mean,
This-
I made
bro,
a
it's
compromise
insane.
with all of you months ago. Watch Solo Leveling with me, and then I watched the damn Lord of the Ring movies. But
you've already seen it.
No one wanted to. Yeah, I have. And
Well-
you guys watched Lord of the Rings, and I haven't.
Well,
It's like you haven't watched Solo Leveling.
I haven't. And
Tit for
I need
tat,
to-
my friend.
Look at that. Biff Rinaldi. Biff Rinaldi says, I haven't either. There you go. So you're not alone.
Thank you, Biff. Thank
You're not
you.
alone. Thank you, Biff. But seriously, thank you, Assassin. That's
By the way,
way
one
too
membership,
nice of you.
Sauron Grant.
Oh, look at that. Sauron Grant. Look at that. Oh, look. El Nini. That's a character in Lord of the Rings, too.
By the way, I recognize none of these people.
I don't either, but thank you. Chris Reynolds, I believe I talked to in the comments. Some of these I kind of recognize, but yeah, shout out to everyone becoming a channel member. You get access to the Discord if you're a paid member. Blah blah blah. I got some ideas about community content that I might implement with memberships. But anyway, fuck you. I don't says I don't have to use Lord of the Rings to say I'm disappointed with Assassin. Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
everyone in this
yeah.
chat has been disappointed with me on something. They just don't know what. Or it's just so different every time. Maverick, don't worry about it. You don't. You're just like Red. You don't understand Peak.
I don't understand. I don't like good things. I think we've made that very clear. A lot of things that I like,
Yes,
not a lot
exactly.
of people are into. So that's why.
No, everything that you like is cursed. That's why I keep saying, please don't be excited for Fable, please. I don't want that
Please.
to be a broken mess.
I am excited about Elder Scrolls. Despite the concerns, I am excited, and I'll play it, even if it's just like Skyrim. That's what
Marco,
I want.
I think it's over, man. It's over.
I'm not doing this discussion now.
We're not doing it. It's too late to be even begin this talk. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's
anyway,
That's bait.
yeah, that's bait. That's bait. He's like, that's bait. Yeah.
I know. We did have
Um,
another topic, but I think it's too late to start that now, unless you wanted to do it for like 5 minutes.
Let's just jump into it real quick. Halo remake. They're gonna actually be changing things, right?
So, for those who pay attention to Halo Studios, which I understand if you don't care about Halo Studios with how they've done over the past few years, they did mention that at the next Halo World Championship, which is October 24th, they will be showing what they have been working on. And apparently, according to leaks, it is a remake of Halo Combat Evolved, which we did apparently get a couple of leaks about the game and what they've changed. They have added the sprint mechanics. They are adding in some more story to fluff it up. And as far as how it will run and how it will look, it's apparently going to be similar to the Oblivion remaster, where the Blam technical bits of it, I think that's what it's named, Blam, it'll be handling the processing of the game, while Unreal will be pumping out the graphics. So, any thoughts on the Halo Combat Evolved remake?
I welcome the changes. I think the changes are good. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. They're
Yes.
gonna keep all the voice lines, and they're gonna add on to some stuff. They're gonna change the structure, probably make it smaller, which don't like that. But then again, they did do Halo Infinite, and that was very large and campaign-wise, it was big, and it was to get from point A to point B. It could take you like 10 minutes sometimes, depending on how far you're going. At the most.
to be more specific with it, Developer who co-developed MCC is helping Halo Studios with the remake. It is not Certain Affinity. Sprint is included in the current build of the game. Level redesigns are coming, specifically a rework of the library to make it less repetitive. The hybrid engine uses a mix of UE5 Blam, similar to Oblivion. UE5 will handle graphics and rendering, while Blam will handle underlying gameplay logic and world systems. A separate Halo multiplayer project is still in the works. It will be a long-term live service title.
It's gonna be Destiny.
We have not learned our lesson, Microsoft.
You know what I would love?
You know
I would love an ODST Halo game that's live service. Oh wait, we already have that. It's Helldivers.
Yeah, why didn't? Yeah, can we talk about this for a second? Why remake Combat Evolved? Wouldn't Reach be the better one to remake, considering that's canonically the first one in the series? It's a prequel.
Yeah,
to Combat
but
Evolved?
I feel like Reach was only so good because of what came before, characters, the lore, the expectations, and I don't think Reach would have been as good on its own without the context of
I guess.
I guess like the tragedy of of the Spartans as a whole. So
It's one of those games where it's good because of what came before it, right?
exactly. Like I think Reach is still great on its own, but like you don't care as much because you know that Master Chief is like at the time the only Spartan left, as far as I know about the lore. That's how I always thought about it. And then they did the Spartan 7 program or whatever later on, and that's how we got all the Spartans in 5 and 4 and all that. But ODST was a much more intimate, emotional story. God, I love that game so much. I haven't played it in so long. I would love to go through that again.
How do you feel about UE5, like, being basically just the graphics?
UE5 is the most incredible looking engine out there. It does not do well performance-wise, but I think, yeah, use that. Use that.
DeMarco, any thoughts?
Wow, Halo. Anyway.
Wow. So anyway,
forgot.
that's pretty much
Anyway.
that's pretty much my thoughts as well. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. I'm not like I've liked each Halo game for different reasons. Like I wasn't like a big fan of 5, but that's because we were like, hey, you're playing as Luke Cage instead of Master Chief. Yeah. So it was. It wasn't like low on my list, but it's just because it was different. But Barry Donovan, haven't played one. Switch to this game. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm good.
You should read what Elemental Heroes said
oh no, poor Halo.
before that.
Oh, get where Assassin's coming from. Like a deal was made for solo leveling, and then Lord of the Rings. So basically, agree was made.
An agreement was made.
Oh, right, because the solo
Yes.
leveling game, right?
Pretty much. Drake. Snowdrop.
Snowdrop engine is amazing.
I have to admit, yeah.
It's incredible.
I can't argue with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
it's gonna look amazing.
yeah, I'm really excited for Splinter Cell. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. Why don't they just get Liv Schreiber to play Sam Fisher from now on? He's at the right
Maybe
age.
That's the plan.
Yeah, he's doing the anime. He's doing the voice. And for anyone who doesn't know who that is, he's Wolverine's. He's Sabretooth in the Wolverine Origins movie. The best X-Men movie ever, said no one. But
Didn't Michael give Leave like what's it called? Didn't he give him like his blessing? to
his
voice
blessing?
Sam?
I don't know. Maybe. I would hope.
Maybe.
If you were to
Okay, are we
hear
really about to
Michael Ironside right now, you can tell. It's like Darth Vader. Like you could tell whenever. Oh my God, the voice of Darth Vader. Holy shit.
James Earl Jones.
James, thank you. Yes. You could tell that he was old in Rogue One. Like you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
And Michael Ironside, I heard his voice in the movie Midnight with the Devil, or Late Night with the Devil. It was the horror movie set like in the 60s or 70s. It was really good. Really loved it. But anyway.
Also, are we really about to have like a debate about what engine is the best in chat? Like,
no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do it. DeMarga, IdTech, CryEngine, RE, RE engine. What is my favorite engine? I don't know. I don't really care. I don't really care. I would say Creation.
They do different
But like,
things.
Well,
yeah, it's like
They do
what
different things.
yeah, like what would a creation engine look like in a Call of Duty game? Like it doesn't apply. So it's I don't
wouldn't
care. Yeah.
frame
Anyway,
rate would suck.
the frame rate would suck. That would suck. You know what doesn't suck? Everyone here in chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's been amazing. Thank you all so much for the support. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Thank you, Assassin, for all the gifts or memberships. That was a lot. You do not have to do that, you son of a bitch. But I really, really appreciate it. Sincerely. Truly, sincerely.
So
Shout out to
welcome.
Far. Okay. Far. I'm just going to buy. All right. I do need to watch it. Thank you to FarQ for becoming a channel member. Biff Rinaldi for yours as well. Everyone in chat who's a member. Yodani for the gifted memberships. Holly for the $5 super chat. Thank you all so much for doing that. It's amazing. I cannot thank you enough. And shout out to all the other channel members. Barry Donnellan, Biff, whoever I forgot. I'm sorry. I need to update that list. And Yodani says, my mother took Tylenol when I was in the womb, so my favorite engine is the train engine.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
man. That makes
As
sense.
someone who loved Thomas the Tank Engine, I feel attacked.
There you go.
With that
There you
one?
go. My favorite engine is a train. I like trains. Oh my god. See, FarQ says, glad to be back. Unfortunately, jet lag kicked my butt and I fell asleep a bit during the show. No worries, no worries. You can catch us on the replay, man. And thank you again. FarQ is going to send me the Oblivion physical edition from a third-party company, and they finally announced the actual version of Oblivion. But shout out to him for he was so prepared to do all that bullshit just for me. It was so nice. That's Yadani, thank you, man. $2 super chat, thank you, bro. He says, "Can I get a boomstick? Thanks for the $5 super chat." Let's see.
I'll eat that blue number with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you.
I know I become Joe Pesci when I start doing my Italian accent.
You sound like a Resident Evil sub.
Thank you so much. What are you sending me a super chat for? What are you gonna?
Yeah. Anyway, DeMarco's like, I'm offended.
That's in my people.
That's in my
That's in my
people.
people.
Anyway,
Remember, folks, play some games, have fun, and remember, if you love Call of Duty, it's not because it's fun, it's because you're addicted. Go get help.
there you go. Call this number 1-800-555-5555. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here, DeMarco. Where can people find you? What you got going on in your neck of the woods, as they say?
I am going to be checking out Owlcat Games has been in my inbox, and I'm going to be checking out. They have recently published that looks really, really cool, and it's going to be coming to Steam Next Fest, I think, which is in October, like October something to something. So I'll be checking it out, talking about it. Excited to try it. Different for my channel, different type of game, but it looks really, really cool. So.
Awesome.
Excited to do that. You can find me, DeMarco Dude, link down in the description below.
Yes, please go check out his channel, weekly podcast, news coverage, updates, passion project, opinion pieces. Go subscribe to DeMarco. Please do it right now. Do it.
Reviews! Watch the reviews.
And reviews. Yeah, he does the
Make me
full
feel
on
loved.
acting or improv, whatever you want to call it, the scripted live action stuff. I love it.
I
Takes a lot of
steal
work.
from Angry Joe show is what I do. So let's just
And be
call
sure to
spade a
take
spade.
pictures. Because you never know, you might end up making DeMarco a meme, like I have. Multiple times.
There you
by the
go.
way.
There you go.
There's some good,
It's so
there's some
good.
ones in there.
The one with him up against the door, I think, is my favorite. It's my favorite. It's so
I
good.
bet DeMarco, when he made that bet, he didn't think that I would turn that into like this meme.
It
This
works so
classic
well,
material.
though. Yeah, it works so
It
well.
does.
Assassin,
I'm glad that I'm memeable.
you are meme material. Assassin, what you got going on, man? Where can people find G?
You can find me at God damn it. You can find me on Twitter at Assassin52. I mainly just share my gaming takes on what I'm currently playing. That's basically all I got. Like I've said before, I don't make content like YouTube, but you know, once I start to get a bit more or less cramped, maybe I'll get a good PC and maybe I'll start making videos. But anyway,
When I get a bit more or less cramped.
A bit more or
the
less.
room that I'm currently in is not stable for a PC.
Like
Don't-
your
don't-
like
don't
your
worry.
floor is about to. I don't know what you mean. my roof's about to cave in this
Yes.
specific room.
It's a storage room, okay? Jesus Christ.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Okay.
yeah, you can find me on Twitter. Please go check out Assassin. Follow him on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, if you have Twitter. And if you don't, make an account and then follow us. That way you can see things. Twitter's a terrible place, but this place is great. Thanks to all of you being here each and every week. I appreciate you sincerely, and I can't wait to see you guys next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much. Goodbye, everyone.